That shit got me so hot, my nigga. So hot. Like, yo, I do not play when it comes to my child. Don't play with me. But it's like, it's a whack feeling when your kid don't, not even trying to and try to call somebody else mommy. Watch. I'm not even gonna touch y'all because everybody wanna be suing people. I'ma spit at y'all motherfucker like this. Like that. The fuck? Don't play when it comes to my kid.
Y'all, the girlies are back fighting again, and Cardi B just dropped the most explosive move in her never-ending war with Nicki Minaj, and social media is spiraling. For years, their feud has been ruthless, but recently, it turned nastier than ever, with both of them dragging each other's kids into the fight. Now, what started out as Twitter jabs quickly spiraled into No Limits brawl, with Cardi hinting that Nicki's son Papa Bear was slow, with fueling whispers that have been passing around for a long time. Those whispers turned into full-on speculation that Papa Bear might be autistic, but what Cardi did next crossed the line nobody thought we would actually ever touch. Instead of just leaving it at insults at Nicki, she claimed to have tea on Papa Bear, and according to reports, she allegedly has what she claims are Papa Bear's actual medical records, and now she's threatening to blast them online for the world to see. In one move, she went from messy insults to a full-blown expose, practically confirming the rumors and putting Nicki's child at the center of the drama. Y'all, this is no longer just a petty exchange between rap rivals. Cardi and Nicki just lit the internet on fire and turned their feud into a scandal that may be impossible to come back from. We gotta break down this whole entire mess. At this point, y'all, I want out the group chat because how did we even get here in the first place? It's turned vile. Now everybody knows these two hate each other, and that's probably not ever gonna change, at least not anytime soon. But what we could have never seen coming was them publicly dragging each other's kids and openly wishing bad on them. Y'all, social media has been a wild, wild west type of place these past couple of days. And it's all started because of Cardi's album, Am I the Drama? And baby, yes, you are. Because Nicki's fans have been kind of bold since the album came out because they're convinced that Cardi has been throwing shade at Nicki before she even dropped the album. In this video, fans believe that Cardi was not only throwing shade at Nicki, but bragging about how she was going to outsell her.
And there is the album, so you talking about no album with it? What? Y'all don't even want me to drop that album because y'all gonna be crying, because I'ma outsell. I'ma have hits. I'ma be on top. That's a fact. Y'all better you don't y'all never watch the Freddie Odd Parents when they say you gotta be careful what you wish for because what you be wishing for is not what you're gonna want.
Now Cardi didn't name no names, but considering how shady these two have been to each other over the years, it's not surprising that fans immediately clocked that she was referring to Nicki's last album, Pink Friday 2. Well, Cardi ended up selling 200,000 units in the first week, which is really good, but Pink Friday's 2 first week sales were a little bit higher, around 227,000 units. Well, this was where things started to get messy because fans noticed Nicki retweeting some posts that people felt were shady towards Cardi. She retweeted stuff like, Nicki Minaj's Pink Friday 2, 228,000 remains the biggest first week for a female rap album this decade and the largest vinyl sales week for a female rap album since 1991. Nicki Minaj's Pink Friday 2 remains the biggest opening on global Spotify and US chart for a female rapper despite multiple new releases since 2023. Pink Friday 2 by the Queen Nicki Minaj still remains the biggest debut for a female rap album on Spotify. Despite it being the Christmas season, it debuted at 28.2 million the first day. Also, Nicki holds 2 of the top 5 biggest Spotify debuts for a female rap project ever. So sure, she definitely earned the right to celebrate, but the timing of her repost rubbed people the wrong way. While everybody was congratulating Cardi on her album, she was busy trying to sing her own praise, and it came off shady. And that's when it became clear that the back and forth was about to get extra messy. Though nobody expected just how far it would go because it ended up in Cardi out in Papa Bear with allegedly having autism. Nicki then tweeted, Barney dangerous, ABCDEFG falling off the charts with a big belly, running trains barefoot still smelly, still you could not outsell me, ABCDEFG, surgery to look like me, tell the rat and tell Jay-Z, Rico fraud and perjury, ABCDEFG, lied and said that her mom was streaming. Well, the alphabet was a direct reference to Cardi B's Magnet on her album, where she also did the alphabet thing. And Cardi got the shade and she clapped back and said, "Would Cardi B say in her #1 album, oh yeah, must call on notifications and alerts cause everything I do, I hate and be seeing first." Well, she also tweeted, "Coca-Cola Barbie, the power I have, make these beats come out of rehab every time. Go to your effing room, nothing more annoying than a bored bee. You must have missed me, huh? Crazy. Now kiss my feet. Damn, she was streaming Magnet hard as hell, huh?" Well, Nicki then took more shots at Cardi, saying, "Broad talking pregnant with the 4th babe, Barry BBVHPV allegedly." And this set Cardi off as she said, "ABCDEFG, your man has to snatch P. P tastes like honeycomb, your bro be touching 12-year-old. Then Cardi said, "All right, now this is the 3rd tweet talking about my pregnancy, like you wasn't going to different fertility doctors cause you couldn't reproduce from all them peas scrambling your eggs. Not allegedly. Lord protect my baby." Then Nicki replied saying, "Also let me say this. Though I have never had fertility issues, it's not something to be used as a drag. Until you know the women who are actually living that pain, blaming themselves, we could only imagine and pray for them, love them, uplift them, not use these women as a punchline." And this is where the kids came into it because Nicki said Barney B and culture vulture. Now, some people thought that she was calling Cardi a culture vulture, but it was clear that Nicki was referring to Cardi's daughter when she tweeted, "Culture vulture, you ugly too." She then said, "Album flopped, pussy flopped, never wanna fight, outrank you on your own gangs, shut the F up, come fight. Sympathy baby couldn't pull 228,000, abort mission." It also got worse with her saying, "Culture, you a roach and a monkey like your sister. Cokie B, please don't sniff Coca-Cola with baby. Number 4 and 5, culture a vulture and her mama a crow. So stupid to not see once Wendy ate that crow, what happened? They played you to do that hex to yourself, you flop heavy tongue hoe." Well, once Nicki said that, it was gloves off from Cardi because she went all the way in on Nicki, dragging her son Papa Bear. She wrote, "B, you wish you could call my daughter ugly. Culture is beautiful and you know that. Your hate so deep and dark and nasty because your son nonverbal because you effed him up with them drugs. So you jealous of everybody kids and their happiness. Papa Bear, I'm sorry you can't speak and banging spoons because your mom couldn't put the drugs down. I'm sorry your mom don't even paying attention to you on your birthday because she's such an obsessed and dark-spirited hating hoe. I'm so sorry." The banging spoons comment was a reference to this video of Papa Bear doing just that. Take a look.
Who said anybody?
But y'all, Cardi continued saying, "You said F culture? What? F that slow son that came out your pee. You was wishing so much negativity on me while I was pregnant and look at your karma. Look what your rotten pee produced. Now he a 5-year-old tippy-toeing around the house and can't spell his name." Things got even more wild when Nicki tweeted, "Dear culture vulture, your mom is pregnant with another monkey to add to her litter. The gag is that she was jealous of a little baby boy simply because his hair was longer than all 4 of you bald monkeys put together." This set Cardi all the way off again, and she wrote, "I said it back in 2018 and nobody believed me, but you've been talking about my child since I was pregnant. You've been jealous of my child. I had never mentioned or talked about your effing kid. It's one thing to be jealous of me, but to be jealous of my kids is insane. You're jealous of my kids because they're beautiful and smart, and that's why God punished you with having a slow-ass kid. You hate your child because you wish you could brag on him and his milestones, but the only thing you can brag on is hair, you dummy. I'm letting you know again, stop playing with my kid. You just mad cause your son's favorite color is 5. Get the F on, you crackhead." Then Nicki clapped back saying, "Barney B said she wishes she was dead even after beginning her litter of monkeys. Jake's vulture is bad for y'all." She continued, "When the DL man raw and got pregnant with another monkey, you said, oh well, he all our baby daddies now. Your husband said he never liked you. Hubby told you P years ago how ugly you always look, swollen and botched in the face from surgery. So guess what? So take my money. Yes, Sadie, ow, it's both our money now, Sadie." That was the last straw for Cardi, and she just blacked out on Nicki's medical records. She said, "Quiet as kept is you've been diagnosed with schizophrenia and bipolar for almost 9 years, and you also on heavy perks, Xanax, and you don't listen to nobody around you. The only person that has the power is Kenneth Teddy, but you know what happens with that Amex when you sedated. Y'all, that was a nasty read, but there have been rumors of Kenneth allegedly encouraging Nicki to use substances because it made it easier for him to control her. Blogger Kim Barbie was the first to spill this tea when he said, "You wanna holler that people judge your disgusting husband because they're not used to being loved, but you know who is used to being loved exactly like you? Wendy Williams. He loved her pockets to the end, letting her do all types of substances so he could keep digging in that purse while you sit up there looking like an ass. That man is keeping you all up and mixing your nose candy with horse tranquilizers and Ozempic so he can make you more stupid while taking your money and letting you look crazy." But Cardi was not done going in because she started to really play into the rumors that Papa Bear is allegedly autistic. And according to her, she has all the receipts to prove it. She wrote, "And let me tell you something. Let this be the last time you mention my kids before I spill the tea on yours while you talking about ABCs. You gonna leave me the F alone today, ho. I'm sick of you, B." Now, like I said, there have been rumors that Nicki's son is autistic, but there is no proof with that. Just speculation among fans. See, Papa Bear is 5 years old and we haven't really seen him talking like a typical child his age would. But to be fair, we don't really see a lot of videos of him at all. So far as all we know, he could be a chatterbox, but we just don't get to see it. However, for a lot of people, this is just confirmation that he is nonverbal autistic, and they're using it as a gotcha moment against Nicki, especially with Cardi claiming to have receipts. Y'all really gotta leave these babies out of it. Autism is something that you just don't play about. These kids already be fighting for their lives out here, and y'all are way too old to be talking like that. Cause at this point, somebody gotta have these two in the locked room and have them fight it out, cause this fight is just plain nasty, and I don't know which mama gonna win. Cause hating each other and throwing shade like this on the line is one thing, but dragging kids into it, saying horrible and vile things about their kids on social media, it's absolutely insane, and they're too old. This whole situation reminds me of Lil' Kim versus Foxy Brown's beef back in the day, and y'all know that ended with shots being fired though. Luckily, nobody passed away, but the situation with Cardi and Nicki is worse, and every time we think that things couldn't possibly get worse, they do. And here we are with Cardi threatening to expose Papa Bear's medical records and Nicki firing back at her like an entire legacy is on the line. But what started as petty shade has spiraled into a war where no boundary is off limits. Not family, not kids, not even medical files. What in the HIPAA violation? But at this point, it's no longer about rap beef. It's about who's willing to sink the lowest just to land a final blow. And judging by how far this has already gone, it's hard to imagine either of them backing down. So the question is, if this is where the fight is right now, how much darker can it get from here? Drop your thoughts and comments below and then check out this next video.